Hey, 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 hey. What it
Hey,
do? What it do? What it do? We're
what
back
do you
for
do? Yeah.
another week of It's On. I'm super excited about this week because we talking about Colin in black and white. I watched it. I'm going to watch it again with my son who is crazy about football. Um and loves Colin Kaepernick. But it was really eye-opening. And we're gonna talk about it a little later on. But this is our main topic for the week. Next week, make sure y'all here because we are talking about The Harder They Fall. Cannot wait to talk about that and dissect it and get into it. I have seen that movie 4 times already. I'm probably gonna watch it 5 more times this week. I love it. You see little Easter eggs throughout. We mentioned the Easter egg yesterday, so I cannot wait. Yesterday on the size up, so I cannot wait to jump into that. But before we get to the main topic for the night, we are going. Oh, I ain't even announced us. What's wrong with me?
And then you have to put our banner up, honey.
I sure do. This is why I'm not a producer. All right, here we go. That's why I ain't no producer. All right. So, first of all, welcome to It's On. I apologize for not introducing us. I'm your girl, Vix Kids Faith. I got my homie Wendy with me, riding with me.
Sick
Before
and all.
rolling, we need you guys to go and subscribe to the Size Up Official Podcast on the YouTube channel. Like, share, comment,
And
hit
hit
the
the
notification
notification
bell
bell.
so that you can be notified whenever we go live. One day I'm gonna figure out how to monetize this stuff. So yeah, but
But
at
we
any
need
rate,
you. We need your help. We need your support, you
we
guys.
do. I need y'all to come on and join right on in. Praise God. But yeah, so make sure you do check out the Size Up Official
I'm,
Podcast over on
I'm
YouTube.
finna throw a vote to
We
Iman.
where we have the Size Up and we also have It's On coming soon. Probably gonna be January because y'all I'm procrastinating. Um Black History Podcast is coming. Other content I pray will be coming. So I want to make sure you guys get into this, be here with us so that you can be a part of what we got going on. So thank you guys for tuning in. All right, let's get to it. Our
Okay,
weekly
let's get to
roundup.
it. Weekly roundup. Excuse my voice, you guys.
I should have
My
got another picture, but I did not because I should have got one of Lawrence and Condoleezza. Look, all right,
it's Condola, ain't it?
it's condolences.
She made me mad. Okay.
Let's talk about it. So this episode was centered around Lawrence and Condola. Lawrence, you see Lawrence, he's killing it at work in San Francisco. He got his job, he got his place. You see him dating again. So you just kind of
Having sex again.
right doing the do with people
We, s-
again.
we see the nice.
So you see what he has going on, and what's interesting about this particular situation is I'm like, don't you baby, you in San Francisco and you okay, that's fine. You do what you do. So he's on a date, ironically, and he gets a text message saying the baby has been born. You need to come on. Not, you know, I don't know if they had discussed the due date. I don't even know if Lawrence had been there
I
for
don't.
any appointments.
I
I
got the
just like
impression he didn't know anything. He just when he was on a date, he got a text. Apparently, my baby just is being born. He
and
just
the
got
lady was
born. I
like,
gotta go.
"You're kidding, right?" So he
No, I
immediately
gotta
gets on
go.
a
Here
plane.
goes some money for the dinner. I gotta
Right.
go.
He picks up. He gets on the plane, flies back to L.A. because he lives in San Francisco. Accepted the job in San Fran. Um, and he's there at the hospital with Condola and her mama and her sister. Her sister and her mom are none other are played by none other than the beautiful Layla Rashawn, as well as
Kiki.
Kiki Palmer. Now let me say this: a lot of people, you gotta take Kiki in ebbs and flows. You gotta take her so much of time. But I love Kiki. I don't care what nobody say. I love her. She gives me what I need her to give me when she does what she does. And she was giving Timberly Moore right then in that episode. That was my sister. Okay. Ready to pop off at any moment. Not letting the baby daddy off the hook. That's my sister. I just want to let
Here's
y'all know.
okay. Is it me or were they wrong for naming him
So
without
here,
giving him
let me
appearance?
tell you why I have a problem, but I don't have a problem with this. So first off, she told him that she was good. If he wanted to be there, he could be there. If he didn't want to be there, he didn't have to be there. So first of all, both of them are at fault for this disarray and dysfunction that's taking place and going on. If he wanted to be a part of the situation as far as naming his child, Lauren should have been there. Period, Pooh. She didn't know you was gonna be there. She just happened to let you know, hey, by the way, I just had your baby. Come, don't come, whatever you decide to do. He rushed off like they have had conversations about how her pregnancy has been going, how everything has been kind of panning out. That was not the case. He has not been involved in anything up until this point. So no, I was not upset with her for naming her baby. What I got to wait on? I don't even know if you coming.
But see, but that was her decision to say you can
She
come if
made
you
that
want to.
decision. She made that decision.
I would have been like, you know what? Even though we're not together, you need to be here.
Period, Paul. This is the due date. The doctor
And but
said this.
okay, but the baby was born early.
The right. Baby was born early, but listen to what I'm saying. It does not seem like they have been communicating up until that point. It seems
Right.
like she sent him a matter
It's
of fact
her,
text message. Right.
and this is what I think. Her bitterness is the reason why.
Bitter about what? What was she bitter about?
Because of their breakup.
No, she broke up with him. Do you remember
But
that?
yeah, I remember that.
She broke up with
But
him.
the reason why she broke up with him because she thought that he was still in love with Issa,
The
right?
reason why she broke up with him was because she was not that into him. She didn't want a relationship. Remember
Okay.
at the Friendsgiving when the friend was saying all the stuff? I think the reason why she let that situation go was because she was in love. I think she was still in love with her ex. They had a divorce. She was divorced, and that's what I feel like happened. I do not think that it
So
had
why
anything.
did she say that she did not trust him when he was really telling her out? Because that made me mad
Let me
that
tell you why. He hasn't been there. He hasn't been there.
it
Think
was
about
her
this.
choice.
Correct. But here is my thing. You finna give this baby to somebody who ain't been
But he's since that baby's been born, he's been to a couple of doctor's appointments.
there? Couple. He has
Couple
not
because
been
but
there.
I'm pretty sure if he was living in LA, he will be there
But
most
he
of the
wasn't in
time.
LA.
He's in San
Before
Francisco.
he
I
made the decision,
understand that.
before he made the decision to take the job in San Francisco, he was pretty sure he was gonna take it, but he hadn't taken it. She told him she was pregnant. He had a choice to take that job in San Francisco and go on about his business or
And the
stay here
money,
in
hold
LA.
on, but you think about it though. It's not like they were states away; they're only cities away.
Right.
Okay, just listen to what I'm saying. And it probably he's probably making more money in San
He
Francisco than
probably
he
is.
could, which would be more support for that baby.
But guess what? She told him she didn't want him. Again, neither one of them are right. Let me say that. Okay. Lawrence made a decision based off of what Condola said. Okay. Condola said, I don't need you. Because in her mind, she has it all together. She has a nice job. She does this. She puts things together. You see her unraveling. So and let me go forward because we're supposed to be dissecting the show. So she has a baby. She comes there, pop off, little sister. Mama, uncomfortably nice. Um, he's popping in and out of town. He's requesting that she sets the doctor's appointments on a Friday, and she was like, I can't always get that's not possible all the time to set a doctor's appointment around your schedule. That's not how that works. And I don't know if Lawrence goes to the doctor on a regular. Black men normally don't. But if you're going to the doctor on a regular, they have to schedule you an appointment. You can't just say,
Mm-hmm.
I need to come in on Friday unless you got like a concierge type of thing going on.
Right.
So he kind of felt left out. I ain't get to name my baby. You ain't making no concessions for me so I can be here. I live in San Francisco. You in LA. He
And
popped in
then
and
when
out.
he wanted an overnight visit, it was didn't he have like a hotel room?
We didn't. Yeah, we ain't got to that yet. So,
Oh,
because
okay.
that's toward the end of the episode. So he um he's popping in, popping out. They went to the baby shower, and you see the tension because he gave the baby real food. It was
No, 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 not the baby shower. It was the
I'm
birthday
sorry, the
of
birthday part, not
Tiffany.
baby shower, birthday part. I'm sorry, because the little baby, Simone, who is Tiffany and Derek's baby, turned
Mm-hmm.
1. Let me say this. Let me tell you about my girl. My
Well,
girl by
Kelly,
name, huh?
Kelly,
Kelly said everybody around me is flowing in abundance. I was like, come on, girl. I'm not finna give you no information on Issa while you sneak trying to figure out what Issa up to. Issa is flowing in abundance. All of us are flowing in abundance. Okay? We good. Okay? Oh, okay. He didn't know how to take that. That was Kelly. And I love her. I love her ever so dearly for that
let
answer.
me
Because
see
no,
your
I'm not gonna give
score.
you the tea on my friend. And you'd have had a whole nother baby. You here with the baby mama now. I'm gonna give you the tea on my friend. Not so I love that. I love the party. The party was cute. Kelly paid for everything. Kelly is being godmama of the year. I suck as a godmama right now because I missed my godbaby's birthday party because I was on the football field with my child. I suck as a godmama. But Kelly is winning as a godmama, okay? Kelly has notified us that although she is sober from the liquor, she's still high from the weed, okay? So that was too funny.
And then had Pepper, not Pepper,
Not Pepper.
not Peppa Pig, but
Pepper
Pepper Pig,
Pig.
who was a cousin, and he was stoned.
He was
He was
He said, cousin, you want to blaze this up with me? She said, I'm already high.
we had a party.
Woo! I loved it. I loved it. But there was some tension between Condola and Lawrence because Lawrence fed the baby food. Now they had food for babies, baby food, but they hadn't introduced him to any solid foods, and she was nervous. Being a first time parent is crazy. There are a lot of things that when I had Joshua, I Joshua couldn't drink drinks. Joshua couldn't eat sweets. Like I was that parent, okay?
I
By the time
wasn't.
this little he done been here before thing that came out, I was like, child, have at it. I don't care. Give him a Sprite. Krispy
I
Kreme
wasn't like
donuts,
that.
make it
I
happen.
wasn't like that
But
at
I was
all.
that parent because I was so afraid
I was
as a
not.
first time parent to
I
let
was
him
not.
do and live and the thing. And my mom was like that with me. My mama was this right here with me. She was, oh my God, I can't let my baby know. Oh, that was my mama. So I was like that with Joshua. Um
I was
and
not.
having a second kid typically just kind of, you know, balances you out because the second kid, like, I don't care. I have zero F's to give. That's how they are. They have been here before. Um, so they have an argument. She snatches the baby from him. They bouncing back with the give me the baby, give me my baby. No, this is my baby. I got him. They going back and forth. So Derek pulls Lawrence to the side and tells Lawrence, you got to calm down, bro. You can't be acting no fool. You already ain't here 24/7. She doing this by herself. She probably tired. Like, calm all this down. You ain't gonna win. And this is my child's birthday party. So what you not gonna do is already messed up because Pepper Pig is over here in the corner. Hi, okay? I'm gonna need you to calm all that down and get yourself together. So he goes back home. You see, he done got this crib. He's building this crib. Um, he tired. He's coming in tired from work. He's living his life. Condola's at the house with the baby 24/7. Her sister's helping her, whatever that situation's looking like. He canceled plans because he just was too tired. He wasn't gonna be able to come in. And she had planned to go and get a massage or do something for herself because she has not been able to do anything for herself because she is being a single mama. By choice, mind you, but she's being a single mama. Um, so let's fast forward to this last trip to LA that Lawrence made. He was supposed to keep the baby overnight. Um, Condola's already agitated. The baby's fussy. She don't know what to do. Let me just try to
It's
calm her down.
and this is my thing. If I was that tired and frustrated, and I knew that he was not gonna harm that baby, Lawrence was not gonna harm that baby.
No,
He wanted to spend some time with that baby. I would have been like, "Go ahead, go. I want some sleep. Go on, go on, go
absolutely.
on."
Get on down, ease on down the road. Now let me say this again. I was that first time helicopter mama. That's who I was. Um, I was their mama. He
I
could
was
not do
not.
certain things.
I
I
was
just was
not.
not letting it go or giving it up or turning it loose. Um, so I understand being a first time parent how hard it is to let things go, especially if you've been part time, really extremely part time dad. I don't know what to do here. They get into a blowout argument. She's like, "No, you can't take the baby. No, I'm sick of you going on about your business." They actually let how they feel out. I don't trust you. He said, "Well, look, you blew up my life, and then I blew up your life. Had a baby. You the one decided. You still decided to move. So how did I blow up your life? I did not blow up your life because I told you I was good. Which she really is not, because a lot of people underestimate how hard parenting is."
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, "Oh," she said, "Oh, you can't have them. As a matter of fact, you can't never have them overnight." And and he was like, "Okay, well, I'm gonna do what I have to do." That's what niggas normally say. They gonna go to court and get custody of the child. Lies, 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 lies.
I
You
don't.
gonna
I
bring
think
them
he
back.
was. I don't think he would have tried to take custody of the child. I think what he wanted to do is get his rights to spend time with his child.
It would have got ugly. I think had Lawrence went forward with it, he would have tried to take full custody of it. But I'm just keeping it real. I know how niggas
I
think.
don't think he
The
would. I
art
don't
of
think he
war.
would.
Art of war. So
Yeah, I don't think he
she tell
would.
him to get the F out of her place. He leaves. He gonna get on the plane. He had the baby seat. He got the car seat that she told him to get. He had it in the rental car. He had a hotel where they could stay overnight. Probably had a bonnet or something for him to sleep in. Like, he was ready for the baby. Um, she was not feeling it. Okay. So he's on the plane ride back home to San Francisco, and the plane had some turbulence. Now, keep in mind, this full moon is in this episode as well. Okay. Uh, so he's seeing this full moon. The turbulence is happening. He think, okay, this is about to be over because it's some real bad turbulence. Everybody snapping up they seat belts. Everybody doing their thing. He thanking God because the turbulence stopped. Oh, Jesus, praise God, you spared me. Hallelujah. And then he calls Condola when he gets home, and they talk. Hopefully, they've come up with a parenting plan. We can only imagine what that looks like. But hopefully they come up with it. Now, let me say this: in the group, in the insecure group, y'all was saying that she should have hired a nanny. I don't think y'all understand. Although I might have it together, I might have had it together for me by myself. Okay, I have a whole nother human that I got to make sure they got pampers, they got milk, they got baby things. That stuff costs money. I may not have nanny money, okay, to do the things that I need to do. When I was by myself and taking care of myself and I was my only responsibility, yes, I can't, no. A lot of people were saying she didn't have a village. Where was her village? She did have a village. She had a mom, she had a sister. She seems like one of those headstrong women who feel like she just got to do it herself. That's another thing that I gather from that. I forgot to talk about the baby christening or the baptism. Lawrence really didn't have a say so in that either. He just kind of felt like they were taking over. His mom and dad, his mama was tripping me out. So he just his head is gonna be saved, not his whole body. I was like, wait a minute, you don't dump a whole baby body in the baptismal. That ain't what you do, girl. They only put the water on the baby's head. Okay, I don't know what baptism you been to, but wait till he get a little older and he can swim. Okay, for real, for real. So you saw the different dynamics of the families and them saying little stuff, side jabs here and there. Hopefully they figure it out. I don't know when he's gonna run back into Issa because it doesn't look like on this upcoming episode that he's gonna run back into Issa. It seems like Nathan is probably gonna invite Issa somewhere, but Nathan's feeling salty because Issa was crying over Lawrence a year later. So we got to see how this pans out and works out. The other thing is they rewound time back to the year from Lawrence's perspective, and after Issa broke up with him, how that looked. So the previous episode they fast forwarded a year. This episode they went back a year because it started with that full moon and Lawrence leaving Issa's house, and then you see Lawrence's life and how it is transformed after their breakup. So hopefully we'll get to see them in the same space real soon. We shall see. But next week Insecure will be back. Check out Insecure on HBO Max, 9 o'clock Sunday nights. So make sure you tune in. All right. All right. This is all on Wendy because I fell asleep. Not because it was boring, but because I had watched like probably 2 or 3 episodes of other things and was tired. I'm gonna go back and watch it though. But Wendy, you're on, girl.
Okay, I'm gonna make it short and sweet. I love this episode. I love this episode, and it was all about independence. And I don't know how you were when you was, his age and going to the mall. Going to the mall was a thing,
Back
especially
to
back in
Mall
my.
of
I
Memphis.
know
Mall of
Mall of
Memphis.
Memphis, Raleigh
Get
Springs
you some
Mall when it was
noodles.
nice.
Right.
What?
Yes.
Look at and watch people fall on the ice skating rink,
That
girl.
was
It was
always fun for me at the Mall of Memphis. Oh
right.
my God.
So it was three different people getting three different types of independence. Okay. You have Dean, the main character.
Right.
He wanted to go to the mall with his friends. His
Mm,
friends hung out at the mall, and the
right.
mall was newly integrated, so
Right.
black folks can go in too. And the dad was like giving him excuses, reason why not to go to the mall.
He
It was so
always does
funny,
that when he don't want to do something.
right? And so the daughter, the sister, she got her driver's license, and her independence was driving.
Right.
And so you saw him, the father teaching the daughter, making sure that she knew how to drive and stuff like that. And Dean was in the back, and you see a car in front of him swerving, and he tells the daughter, "Pass this car, because this man driving crazy." And I guess you know how like you have road rage and you try to yell at the car.
Right.
Come to find out, dude was giving him the bird, was flipping him off. It was a daddy.
It was his
It
dad.
was a granddad.
Lord God.
And so they went back to they're back at the house. Then I guess his mama, the grandmother, called and said, "Look, basically your grandfather ran over somebody's mailbox.
Ah!
We're gonna need to take." And so the wife was like, "We're gonna need to take the car from you have to take the car from him. He cannot drive.
He can't.
He cannot drive." And so I guess his independence is no longer driving, even
No,
though
he's
it,
his
but
independence is being taken away from him. It wasn't
right.
no longer driving because think about it, older people they
But
have
you haven't
issues.
seen it. Let me get finished. You haven't
Right.
seen it. You may think that there was his independence.
Okay.
Okay. But I think the main thing that he really loved to do was go to the barbershop. Every week he's at the barbershop.
Right.
Well, probably look. I kind of feel like he was there every day.
Probably was.
So the dad, they had the dad come over. They was like, "Look, you can't drive no more. Give me your keys. Look. The father was like, "Give me your keys, Dad." They give him the keys. Well, I gotta go to this place. I gotta go to that place. And he was like, "Well, how about this? How about we give the car to the daughter, and she can take you where she needs to go."
Mm-hmm.
Dean was like, "Well, I want to go to the mall. Okay, you take her to the mall too." And so take him and his little friend to the mall. So they go and they driving. And the grandfather has all these other places. And Dean and his friend was like, "What? Like, no, by the time we get there,
It's gonna be
everybody's
too
gonna
cold.
be gone." And so I guess the grandfather didn't want to go to that mall because there's white people there.
Right.
Right. So they end up going to the mall. And so Dean leaves his sister and his grandfather and hang out with his friends. And he was so excited because this is the first time he ever gone to the mall.
Right.
They did nothing but sit around and stand around.
Of course.
They,
Well, that's
trying to
how
holler
we
at
did.
girls and stuff, right? So the sister decide, okay, I hung out with grandfather enough. How about you babysit him while I go to this store? And so leave the grandfather with Dean and his friends. They look at the movies, Rosemary Baby showing. They like, you want to? I said, let's go see the movie. Well, Dean's like, my mom won't let me go see R-rated movies. Grandpa said, well, you know what? Your mama and your daddy ain't here. Come on, let's go. I got everybody. He pulled out a wad of cash. Because,
God.
I don't think back then a lot of black folks, took their mother's money to banks. They believed in
A
having
lot
their.
of older people don't believe in using banks, so that's very probable. And I see a lot of old guys. We have a lot of old customers who still want to pay with cash, and we have to tell them to go get a money order, or you need to write a check or use a debit or credit card. A lot of older people don't. They don't trust the bank. I had a professor one of the many times I tried to do grad school. I had a professor who's from New Orleans, and his grandfather, he went to go pick up his grandfather during Katrina, and his grandfather had $20,000 in a big old plastic garbage bag that he had hidden under his mattress.
I had a great aunt. She always kept her money in her bag. One time she got robbed and they drug her for 3 blocks because she would not let that bag go.
I don't blame him. I wouldn't let it go neither.
But okay. So he pays for everybody to watch Rosemary Baby.
Mm-hmm.
Probably it was like $1 to go in the movie, probably
Probably
50
at that
cents.
time in the
Yeah.
60s.
And so they come back, they leave the movie traumatized.
Of course. That's why the children can't watch the rated R films.
So okay, so we back, I guess we're back to the next day. And he wanted to go to get his no they she brings him back. She never takes the grandfather to the barbershop like he wanted to go. So she takes him back home because she has a date or something like that.
Okay.
So his dad was like, well, I'm downstairs, I'm about to do a jamming session, with somebody.
Yeah.
I wasn't paying attention to who he was talking about.
Yeah.
And so the dad, grandfather, and Dean sneaks out and takes the car. And he goes to the barbershop. And you know how they talk in the barbershop. They all he laughing, talking about the afro and everything like that. Then they driving back home, and he's like, the grandfather was like, you know what? See, I don't know why they saying I can't drive. I can't drive, blah, blah, blah. This. And he took his hands off the wheel and did that. And Dean said, grandfather, look out. Almost hit a car, but hit another mailbox.
Hmm.
And he realized he could have hurt Dean.
Yeah.
And so going home, because he had a hideaway key. I forgot to say that. He had a
Okay.
hideaway key
Yeah.
underneath the thing. That's how he was able to sneak out. So when they returned home, the mom and the dad was like, where did y'all go? We were so worried and stuff. And he was like, Dad, I told you can't drive. The dad handed him the keys. That was his independence. He realized, okay, I'm letting this go. And that was his independence. And so and so at the end, you saw the daughter dropping off Dean at the mall.
Mm-hmm.
Then you see her dropping the grandfather off
At the
at
barbecue.
at the barbershop. And
Gotcha.
so each of them had their independence. His thing was he got to go to that barbershop because
Right.
that's where his folks are.
Right.
Dean said, I got to go to this mall because
Wait a
that's
minute,
what that's the
Boo.
rite of passage. And
Uh,
the girl, like, I'm driving, so hey, I got all control.
right.
And that was Wonder Years, this episode in a nutshell.
All right. So make sure y'all check out the Wonder Gears on Wednesdays, 9, 8 Central on ABC.
This sinus is no joke.
It's not. I don't like it.
I'm just draining like a dripping fox. Oh, Lord, make it stop.
So I'm ready for like the next season already because I don't care. I don't think anybody's gonna make it. I
No.
don't. I have decided that they're not gonna make it. Because all of them suck at this point. All of them suck. Um, Brett is about the only one I think I'm all right with. Maybe Rachel. Um, all these people suck. Gil is still having the same complaints about Mirla's spending habits, how he feels like Mirla's gonna expect more and lots and all this other stuff. And she's made some changes. She really, really has. I don't think that's the same Mirla that we've seen um in previous episodes. She's really made a change. Yeah, she still complains about some stuff, but she's made changes. And I'm proud of the changes that she's made. Um so I don't know what people are expecting of their mates. Like, are you expecting them to already be ready made and perfect? It's crazy. Johnny, I don't even know what you got to decide, dog, because you made up in your mind you didn't like this girl. And that she lied. What she didn't, you lied about her life. Um, the friend who said whatever, I still don't believe the friend said whatever Johnny done made up about Bow. I just I don't like it. Brett, I don't. I know the answer is gonna be no, because dude got a dating profile. We talked about that last week. And
Yeah.
activated. I wasn't gonna have it activated until after the decision day.
But then his friends telling him that you should be able to just go ahead and make this work.
He's being unreasonable and he's being a butthead. I don't like him. Zach, um, and Michaela. I have decided that Zach likes drama just as much as Michaela does because you was mad at her. Y'all weren't talking to each other, right? Then you asked her to spend the night, and she did. I'm confusion.
I'm confusion too.
Okay. And the Jose, I think he's a lifetime movie waiting to happen. I cannot.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I just want Rachel
Yeah.
to run, 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 and
Run
I'm
for your
okay
life, girl. Be like Forrest Gump.
with run, Rachel, run. Decision day. I think it's on the next episode, and we'll be done with this craziness of the
But
season.
then you also have the reunion.
Oh yeah, that. Well, I think Zach and Bao are together now. Of course,
I
that was
don't
one
think
of
they
the rumors that have been swirling around.
about her and Zach.
I I believe it.com.
Yeah,
Uh,
about her and Zach.
I believe it. My little group of friends on the review crew seemed to think that that was not the case. They thought, well, maybe they just traveling for promos and all this other stuff they having to do for the show now. Them two is together. Um, and I believe they together. No one can make me think differently about those two. Um, Married at First Sight, because that's all I got.
What you think about the gathering, the last gathering?
I thought some shade was thrown. Some shade was thrown, particularly from Brett towards Ryan and from Val towards Johnny.
She said two people can work at it, but only one person can destroy
Mm-hmm.
the marriage.
Mm-hmm.
Like, well, damn.
The shade was real. Um, but
Oh, excuse me.
I don't see anybody making it. I don't. I do
I don't
not.
see none of them. I think it's 0 for 0, 0 for 5, 0
I
for
feel
5.
that way. I think that Jose and Rachel might say yes.
But they're not gonna end up staying.
They're not gonna stay together. They're not. Um, Catch Married at First Sight on Lifetime. 8/7 Central for 2 hours of your life that you cannot get back. Because that's how I feel about this season. um, so check it out. Lifetime, 8/7 Central, Wednesday nights. All right. We want to do the reunion first, or we want to do the
Let's do the
promo?
Salt Lake City. Man, I don't know what was funnier, the Jen Shaw situation or Mary Cosby crazy behind.
Mary M. Cosby. I do not know what caused her to flip on Whitney. Whitney has done nothing but be sweet and kind and supportive of Mary.
But I can understand why Mary is upset. I done called you 4 times, half for you didn't call me back. You
But if
can't
I'm
tell
doing
me.
carpool with my, so let me go here.
I
I
can
don't always.
understand the first time you when I called you, you couldn't answer because you're doing carpool. But heifer, I called you 4 times. And you did not call me none but once. Now, how would you feel if you called me about 4 or 5 times and I didn't call you back?
Listen, I'm gonna say this again. I'm not a phone person. I ain't gotta be on the phone with you. She could have texted out the invite. She did not have to FaceTime everybody those invites. She could have sent a text message out for them to confirm. Because that's what she ended up sending to Whitney. And Whitney was gonna come dressed like a hooker to the cooking class.
And everybody dressed in Italian.
Right. Um,
And she didn't invite the other Jennifer.
because Jenny went off on her. And I would feel some type of way too. I saw the argument. I was like, that was stupid. All Mary asked her not to do was to cuss at her. And she's a preacher. So yeah, she hang out with the girl. She might sip a little wine here and there, but she ain't cussing nobody out. Why would you cuss at, you know what I'm saying? Just don't cuss at me. Um, I don't um I don't I didn't like how that panned out. Like it was not that deep for her to do her like that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
get past it. She said I was doing carpool with my
But
kid.
but here's the thing. It was, I don't know what was being discussed, but Mary wanted to close the discussion and Whitney kept on pressing and pressing. Look, I'm the type of person. Okay, we didn't say what we had to say. Let's leave it alone. But you keep on digging and digging and digging and digging. I'm gonna poke back.
Mm, she
You
was
know what
trying
I'm
to.
talking about.
She's not. No, let me tell you what happened. Janet said something, Mary didn't hear her, and all Whitney did was repeated what Jen said. Mary, I don't need you to tell. She immediately went off on Whitney. Like she didn't have to do. It was not that deep. Because I ain't pick up no phone. You know how many times I ain't picked up the phone for somebody? If you're going to be mad at me, if you ain't on fire.
But hold on. But you do reach out some kind of way, don't you?
Eventually, yeah.
But see, the thing is, with Mary, for some reason, she be wanting you to respond to her.
And that's
so,
what I don't.
And so the girl didn't even text her. She said not a call, not a text, not a nothing.
It seems like Mary invited them like 2 days ahead of time. When they got kids, she was carpooling her kids and some motherfucking kids. And I don't know what the drive is. They had a practice or something. She had to take them home. She probably forgot. It looked like she invited them 2 days ahead of time. She probably forgot. So for you to tell this girl she ain't no friend because she missed your phone call is extreme. I don't care what nobody say. And some people I don't return their calls when if I see their number, I be like, I'm keeping it 100. Real talk. It was not that deep. You knew the girl was going to eventually call you back. She probably wasn't going to call you back before that event. And here's the other thing. I don't think Mary thought that girl was going to show up in no crazy stuff because her cousin was going to be right there. So, come on. Her cousin was right there. Her cousin was coming to that same event. Her cousin was going to have her out here looking crazy. What's not going to happen? But I just feel, I think the audacity for you to think that somebody, I'm just saying, it's too deep. It's too much and it's extremely extra.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, okay. And I can kind of believe some of the things that some of the people are saying about her.
They're saying that we don't make her mad. You don't want to make her mad.
Like, girl,
you can see.
You too old for that.
You can see that. And yeah. I believe when she said, if you come for me, I will send Jesus after you.
Because that man is, I don't know how true it is, but that man is dead. They still didn't mention, they mentioned him last night on Watch What Happens Live. They still ain't mentioned the fact that man is dead.
Did they say how he died?
They didn't say how he died. They did not say how he died.
And so, and then, that was that incident and the Jen Shaw.
Let me tell you something, Jen. I get being embarrassed, girl. Let me tell
you. But you lied. You just said your husband is at the hospital.
That man was at the house.
Internal bleeding and everything.
Knocked on your door, and that man called because she said, "Hey, Sharif." On the other end of Sharif saying, "I need to come home." What? What's going on? Turn my mic off. You came back and told them what was going on.
That he was in the hospital.
Why did you have to have your mic turned off? And you came back and told them on camera what was going on and what was happening. Baby, they knocked on that door and Sharif said, "Listen, she ain't here." That's what happened. He called you and told you, "Hey, dog, they coming for you. Be ye therefore ready." Because they on their way. That was the conversation. And it may not even be Sharif that called her. It might have been Stewart that called her to say, "Hey, they done been by my crib to come pick me up. I'm going to need you to be ye therefore ready." I don't like the fact that she lied. I get the embarrassment, but I don't like the fact that she lied.
And then the feds was coming in the bus and all that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, they was ready. Then gonna say, "We just need to talk to her and ask her some questions. We check, is she okay? We're just checking on her." Y'all was finna, y'all had handcuffs. Y'all was ready to lock that baby up. Clank, clank, okay? The ladies are they have a whole episode dedicated to this bus ride, and I'm interested in seeing the talk and the conversation on the bus ride. Of course, it is rumored that Meredith was the one who called the folks. I think that was a little too convenient though. Um, that Meredith made a comment. I think they did that for um production purposes to make us want to watch. Do I believe Meredith called the folk on? You do? I don't think she did.
I do.
I don't think she did. But we'll see.
I
I
do.
really think that was production and how they had that set up. That's what I believe happened. You know how they do they thing. I'm gonna let you kick off the Real Housewives of Potomac reunion. I'll be right back. I'm here, but I'll be right back.
Okay. So, oh my goodness, the reunion part one did not disappoint at all. It did not. Okay. I was here for all of it. Okay. So it already started off with Candace in her mouth
Woo!
talking to
Woo!
Didn't it start off with that?
Oh my God!
It started off with Candace and her mouth.
Oh
And
my
and
God!
she was just being just like, and I mean, out the bat, within the first 10 minutes, Andy, how does that work for you?
Andy said, "Listen, I think it's been working quite fine." What? You think what?
You're the common denominator, honey.
Andy, y'all owe Monique an
She,
apology.
yeah, he owes Monique an
So
apology.
does Giselle. So does
Giselle
Rob. So does
and
Wendy.
Giselle and Giselle even said it, but you know Wendy ain't gonna get it because Wendy and Candace friends.
But Wendy, you see, it wasn't you on Candace's side. Let me say that. But you see, really what happened and what went down was Giselle was the puppeteer in that situation. And you thought I'm
Mm-hmm.
so cool and I'm so close to these people, and they turned on you, baby.
And girl, and then Wendy had her little breakout moments, telling Mia, no, you need to shut up. She told me to be quiet.
You talking?
She was like,
Shut up.
you talking, shut up.
um,
But
I,
for Candace to tell Mia that she was joning her when she was talking about her mama and she should be grateful. I I was like one of those guys on TikTok where you have the boy and the girl talking and the guys in the background and they reacting to what's going on. That's how I was.
baby,
I should be grateful that you're talking about my mama.
you talking about my mama. In the black community, that's called Johnny. We're not telling your mama jokes back and forth. We ain't even cool like that to be
Right.
doing that.
So that's not
Ma'am.
Joni. You was digging at her mama. And then um
Every year they go ham on Giselle and her style. Um,
oh oh my gosh. And that tripped me out. That tripped me out. Cause her Candace and Giselle, Candace was like, she's like, okay, your fashions are not my favorite.
she
And
said,
she
"And
said,
your
that's fine.
fashions are not my favorite." I was like, "But what Candace be wearing makes sense. What you be wearing does
She said,
not."
right. And even a scholar got there and said, I would give
I
some
would,
a
I
stylist.
would, I would style Giselle. Here go any comments. No, no, I haven't. Even your homegirl Robin is like, girl. When I was asking her about her house, Robin was like, it is finally coming together. I was like, oh, baby, it be your own people. She said the front brings it together because otherwise you ain't gonna understand it. Um, Everybody talk about that girl and her style, and it's awful. But
It's
she said it
awful.
don't bother her. She okay.
She's
Giselle,
unbothered.
you suck.
She is unbothered. Let me make this last. I think I'll give it to Iman. Hold on.
You voting?
Hold on.
Um,
2-1.
so they touched on that. They also talked about Mia, and she broke down the levels of the strip club and how her husband brought up. They had a high rollers area, which is where Mia worked eventually after being a bartender, and she told that, on the show, that he paid $10,000 an hour to talk to her, and they was like $10,000 for some conversation, girl. But eventually, it was noted that she did take off her ballroom gown and only wore her boy shorts, and had her breasts and whatnot out with the high rollers. They asked if they have champagne room. She said they had a champagne area, not a room. Then they asked the question about her saying that she was self-made, and they talked about how she had massage envies and G owned like a chain of McDonald's, and they were saying, he just basically gave her the end prize for the chiropractor business that she owns now. And she said no. She said, I had to qualify for everything on my own. I had to put up, my money. He was an investor, but I really had to put up my own stuff. So I did. I got my stuff together on my own. So they kind of shut the girls up a little bit at that point of juncture. Um, I'm trying to think what else was pivotal.
What else was
Oh,
pivotal? They talked about Wendy's. Didn't they talk about her surgeries and stuff?
not yet. They ain't got to
That's
that on
tomorrow.
the next
Yeah,
episode. Yeah.
girl. When she told that you didn't got that tummy tuck and you did it keep
Did,
up? You
did it
keep
keep
Jamal
Jamal?
and her face was like,
I think Giselle be wanting to cry. And I really think I said this in one of the groups. I think Giselle cried last season and they cut it out. A lot of people saying you can't dictate Robin, you can't dictate how she handles things. And I get it, I understand. Being a single parent, you kind of gotta have tougher skin than most. So I understand and I get it. So you can't let the small stuff, you can't sweat the small stuff all the time. Um so I understand and I get it wholeheartedly. Um but the issue with that is that nobody knows when things are bothering her. So when she gets mad for real because the shade being thrown back at her, nobody knows where to draw the line with her because she acts so tough. And so I get and understand it. They did talk about Jamal, and I think we'll
taxes,
continue, right,
tax
we'll
problem.
continue talking about Jamal going forward. They did talk about his tax problems from 2008. This is 2021, y'all.
And when they were married,
They were married. And she was like, my taxes are paid. That's not going to affect me. Well,
you were
oh,
married to
no,
him.
and then they were like, it could affect your kids. My kids are fine. But I think a great deal of your income besides the show is probably child support. Uh, so if he go to the clanker because he ain't came up with that $800,000 in taxes, ma'am, Karen's gonna be wearing a free Jamal Bryant, free Giselle Bryant.
Girl, that will be comma overload.
Um, so we'll see. They're gonna continue to grill her about Jamal. They talked a little bit to a scholar about her asking about Jamal. She was just asking because Giselle was, soliciting advice that no one asked her for at the table. So she asked, well, you got a man, you date somebody. I would rather talk about it, not amongst the trolls. Uh, the
And
trolls,
they was talking about how she don't talk about her relationships,
she
but then
doesn't.
she wants to talk about everybody else's relationships.
She does. She absolutely does. Um, Also, Nicki Minaj, and this was a fake out because Nicki's actually going to be on. I don't know what part of the reunion, But Nikki sent a message telling the girl she really wanted to be there. She really wanted to host a reunion, and how she, maybe next year she'll be there on the stage. But little do they know, oh, oh, I can't even pronounce that girl's name right now. I normally know it. Nikki will be present, and I cannot wait till she reads the girls. I'm excited. She's a very big fan of Karen Huger, so I definitely don't think she's gonna come for Karen. But
Oh, she's coming for Giselle and Candace.
I know she's coming for Giselle, and I know she's coming for Candace. Um, so I cannot wait till she walks on the stage and do her thing. So make sure you check out the Real Housewives of the Potomac at 8/7 Central, and Real Housewives of Salt Lake City 9/8 Central. I'm sorry, on Bravo. Sunday nights on Bravo. Let's go to this next slide. Queens. I love this week's episode of Queens. They did a rap battle between Brandy and Eve.
You got this one.
Okay. Did a rap battle between Brandy and Eve. Of course, the girls were trying to figure out who was gonna be writing the songs and the raps and everything for the group. Brandy felt like because she wrote them in the past, it should have automatically been her, Brandy's character rather. Eve's character, Brianna, felt like, no, you're not the only person with talent. I have talent too. We should be able to, collaborate, or I should be in charge of whatever. So they did a rap battle. Rap battle was dope. Let me tell y'all something. Brandy can rap. Okay? I don't know who been sleeping on old Brandy, but Brandy can wrap her behind out because she was going toe to toe with Eve. It was dope. Couple of things to point out on this episode. Cameron thinks that he is Brandy's daughter's father, or Brandy's character Naomi's daughter's father on the show. In actuality, I believe that it is the manager who, caused the disarray in the group between Butter Pecan and Naomi's character, Explicit Lyrics. Then you have the Turi Notton's character, Jill, battling and dealing with her sexuality because she is actually a lesbian, but she's also a devout Catholic. So you have her kind of navigating that situation and being around people of the LGBTQ community. She has a reporter that hits on her. She don't know how to handle that because she got a girl back home. And so you kind of see her dealing with that and navigating through that. And Eve's husband, who cheated on her, which they found out he had cancer. He's had the surgery. He's home. They're going through treatments, and she's having to take him back and forth to treatments. And he's trying to get their marriage back on track because he didn't remember, and then all of a sudden it came back to his memory that he actually cheated on her. And so she was upset because she gave, of herself, her time, her life. They got 5 kids. They got a whole bunch of kids. So it's like, it's not like you weren't getting it at home because you were. Okay, y'all got 5 kids, okay? Those kids didn't make themselves. And so they had a very nice moment. They had a 20th anniversary that was coming up. He got not a cognac, well, maybe a cognac, crafted for them, and it had their wedding anniversary date on there. It was really, really nice and really, really sweet. And then he was asking her, was she planning on divorcing him? She didn't know. Well, at the end of the episode, he died. And so we're gonna see the fallout from that on next week's episode. You see Butter Pecan and their manager, producer, whatever he was.
Oh, her husband died.
He died.
Yep. Okay.
They're navigating their situation. We're just gonna kind of see some different things. I do not know if Naomi took the record deal with Cameron because she ended up performing with her group that they told her she couldn't perform with if she wanted to take the deal for herself. Her daughter, who was extremely talented, auditioned for a music school. Something similar to Juilliard. Her daughter's really gifted. She plays the piano really, really well. She can play classical, and she mixed it. Her piece, she mixed it with some hip hop and classical. It was really, really nice. It was really, really cool. She gave an ode to her mom's group. Her mom was so proud. And I think her daughter got into the school. So it's really, really good. I'm super excited. It's a good show. They only had, I think, a 12 or 13 season episode order. Um, it seems like they're getting shorter for freshman shows. They're getting shorter seasons to make sure to see how they test, on the screen and everything. Eve, we talked about, she said she was going to take a break because she's in the process or getting ready to have a baby real soon. And so whatever shoots that they had to do, she wanted to take a break to kind of sit down and chill out from that. But they have it, the season finale, I think they got it set up to where it's open for her to come back or do whatever she needs to do. So hopefully and prayerfully, she's in the majority of the episodes. So they did talk about that. So we are going to be seeing her out the majority of the season, but they gotta build up to it. So I can't wait to see what unfolds. I love this show. This gives me my little musical show fix. It's really, really cool. Make sure you check out Queens on ABC on Tuesday nights. 10, 9 Central on ABC. Make sure y'all check it out. Okay? All right, here we go. Calling in black and white. Are you ready, Wendy?
I am. That hair looks like just like
It's
a
so
moon.
beautiful.
Beautiful.
I really love his afro. Like Colin, I'm jealous, sir. I am.
I
My
am.
fro can never look like that. It does not ever look
Never.
like that.
Never.
My faux Z hair.
Oh, girl, you got 4Z. I got 4ZZ.
So Colin in black and white is a limited series that kind of documents the life of Colin Kaepernick when he was in high school. Um when he opened the show, he talked about or made similarities to how the NFL picks and chooses their players, trade the players, that sort of thing, and
Like
correlate
slave
to
master.
slavery. It really is. There's a book out called The $40 Million Slave, and it references basketball, but it's the same concept. You know, you can be happy where you are, playing with your teammates, building that rapport, getting that camaraderie. Y'all win a couple of championships, and all of a sudden, an owner decides they want to trade you, and you cannot say anything unless you're a free agent. You can't say anything or have any choice to where you want to go, even if you want to go. Um, so you have that. And so, yes, they're high paid. A lot of people didn't like that he referred to it as that, but it's the truth.com. That's really what it
Mm-hmm.
is. And it's a form of slavery because you don't have control over those things. And also, you have to follow a particular code of conduct.
Mm-hmm.
If you get in trouble, your whole career could be over. We just talked about the young man yesterday, who was a wide receiver for the Las Vegas Raiders. It's weird. Go back to Oakland. Las Vegas Raiders. And how he basically has ended his career at the age of 22 because of a mistake that he made, which I also say was a choice, but it was a mistake. We do stupid stuff when we're young, but that stupid mistake that he made cost someone their life. So it's no way that he's going to be able to play a sport that I'm sure he loves to play because he screwed up. Um, and so this is where we are. So it opens up with the first episode was hilarious. So one of Colin's friends had the Allen Iverson braids. Now, what a lot of people don't know is Colin Kaepernick was a 3 sport contender all through high school. He played football, basketball, and
And
baseball.
baseball.
And he was really, really good. As a matter of fact, he wanted to play football, and we'll talk about this a little later on. The folk wanted him to play the baseball and all.
Baseball.
Okay, he was that good. He was just an all-around athlete and very, very good athlete. So anytime you put a ball in that boy's hand, he made it do what he do. Well, he idolized Allen Iverson, and he was the person to idolize. AI came out and hit the scene, and he talked about how they kind of, you know, drug AI through the ground when he came out because he wore these braids and he was like doing this hip hop thing and he wasn't wearing the suits and stuff on the court. A lot of the older players that was not used to the hip hop era at the time with the baggy jeans and the chains and the the different things weren't used to those things. Talked about him, downed him, kind of made him feel kind of bad. He got in trouble a lot. He was in and out of trouble because you get this kid from Philadelphia, he grew up rough. And a lot of athletes, that's their story. They grew up rough. They grew up in impoverished situations, but their ticket out was basketball or football or whatever sport they succeeded in. And so that wasn't Colin's case, but he idolized Allen Iverson. Well, his homeboy got some braids, and he always had this little curly fro. It was so cute. It was adorable. Um, and he really wanted these braids like Allen Iverson. Well, some girl in high school did the friend's hair, and when she did Colin's hair, she didn't know how to do mixed kids' hair, and that baby's hair was bleeding, it was hurting, it was awful, it just wasn't good, and so it was driving him crazy. His mom and dad didn't know how to handle it either because he was adopted, and although his
Mhm.
mom in real life, his biological mom is white and his biological dad is black, he was raised and adopted by white parents. It also showed in an episode, maybe not the first episode, when
The
his
last one.
was it the last one his mom gave him up?
Uh-huh. Because he was talking about how he was a second choice.
Okay, yeah. And so the mom and dad did not know how to deal with a lot of things, especially his mom. She ended up asking her black co-workers at the hospital, you know, do y'all know how to do, the braids? She called them ropes. I was like, girl, not dreads. He don't want no dreads. He just wants some braids. So they were like cornrows. And they were like, oh, okay, yeah. And so they pointed her in the right direction, he sent him to a black stylist who knew what to do, gave him the products to keep his hair where it needed to be. Of course, he ran into some turbulence with that because the baseball coach didn't want him to have the braids. So they wanted him to cut his hair. So he ended up having to go back to his fro, but that was a big deal. Um Also, Colin, who was a great baseball player, he was on the baseball team, he was on the basketball team, he had some height to him. Even as a freshman, even as a freshman in high school, he had some height. He was tall, and he's a tall guy. He's like 6 foot, whatever. In real life, so it's really, really tall. They were looking at him. Even the coaches at the school, they wanted him to play, but nobody was ever checking for him for football. And one situation where he was a freshman, and I didn't even know this was a thing. You had a freshman team. I guess that was the team that did nobody want on the JV or the varsity team. I thought it was always JV or varsity. I didn't know.
It was a ninth grade team.
Right.
Yeah.
So he made the ninth grade team because the coach felt like this white player was a better fit because of the color of his skin. He was flawed. That man sucked as a quarterback.
Sure did.
But this white man put him on the freshman team.
And the
And
freshman team won the state championships.
the JV team did not. And um Colin was like, the dude was like, well, next year, you might be able to try it again or whatever. And he
He said you
said,
probably may play like some offense, but not
right,
quarterback.
but not quarterback because he didn't see him as a quarterback, which is the same thing that happened to him, I feel like, with this quarterback situation with the NFL. What a lot of people don't realize is Colin is an excellent quarterback. Colin is a running quarterback. He has a running game. So if he don't see where it's going to fit, I'm finna run. You set your plays up as a coach around your quarterback, okay? You got the O line. You set them up so they can block for him if he need to run. You get those plays and put those players where they need to be. This particular
And
coach did not believe in Colin being a quarterback.
right. And
This,
then so his dad just said, look, I know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody
right,
that knows this person that does these football camps. And you may want to get in front of him so you can get inside the camp.
yeah.
And so he asked, basically they had dinner, and he basically asked Colin, okay, why should I pick you, basically?
And he was let me back up. This guy coached NFL players. This wasn't a regular camp. This was a camp with NFL players. Okay, not a camp with some other high schoolers or some other JV players. This was a camp with NFL players. Let me be clear. Okay, keep going.
And so he starts off at the training camp. I guess he bombed the first time.
He did.
And so they changed him from his position.
Mm-hmm.
He had a black shirt, now you in the orange shirts.
Mm-hmm.
So he had to work his way back up to the black shirts.
Yep.
With the top people.
Yeah.
And and I guess is the guy that he was speaking with, was he an NFL player?
All of
Or
those
was
guys
he
were
a college?
NFL players.
Okay. So he said, Colin thought he said you shut up and do what you told and listen.
Yeah.
And so he just be quiet and just did what he was told.
Mm-hmm.
And so when he advanced to the black shirts, the dude was like, see, he said, yeah, I did what you told me. I shut up and just listen. He said, I never told you shut up. And I thought he did too.
I thought he did. I thought he told him to be quiet and do what you told. I thought that's what he told him
He
to do.
told him. But anyway, he goes back to school. Next year, told the other coaches, hey, I've been at such and such camp. Oh, really? Okay. Told it, look, y'all need to look at him. So I guess they were doing some comparison.
Right, on the varsity, because keep in mind, they both were competing for varsity, okay?
Right.
No more JV team because they were sophomores at this point in time.
Right. So the white dude was bombing.
Absolutely.
Colin, because Colin knew, okay, y'all, I have to lead you guys. So this is what you gonna do. You're gonna do this, you're gonna do this, you're gonna do this. Plays was made. The white coach did not want to, the coach did not.
They said, listen, you worried about a look. We worried about some wins. You better pick the winning player, dummy. But real talk, that's how the NFL coaches and staff look at that when they're looking at their friends, because typically your quarterback is your franchise player. So it's not many black quarterbacks in the league. Just think about that. Let that sink in. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, so he makes the varsity team. His dad, I think they had a deal. He was going to get him a car. But he makes the varsity team. He also has baseball tournaments because he's a baseball player. And baseball is played through the summer, if I'm not mistaken, as well. So they show them getting up and going to different cities in California for the baseball tournament. And at the different hotels that he goes to, he sees how he's being discriminated against because he's black. His friend that was on the team with him went to go get some ice cream. And all the white kids were going to get ice cream multiple times. But the lady was like, I already gave you some ice cream, but you already gave everybody else some ice cream too. You better go on. You better be glad I gave you that. That was her attitude. And he was like, wow. So the friend was, he thought the friend was going to speak up and go get the ice cream and bring Colin's son back. He didn't do. No, I'm going to go get me some ice cream. Everybody around him was willfully ignorant to what was going on to him. One of the hotels, the guys were hanging out. It was the white kids doing crazy stuff, but the black kid was the one that was looking upside the head, which was Colin. So they got in trouble. Y'all gonna get thrown out. And they were like, why are you in here? I stay here. Where's room you stay in? My mom and dad checked me in. Like, why is this a big deal? So the team had to kind of stand up for him and let him know. Another time he was in the pool and the hotel manager came in talking about, I'm glad you one of the good ones. What does that mean? I'm one of the good ones. You
And
know,
then he even told his mama
yeah,
that the woman was looking at him.
yeah,
You know how, because he noticed how the woman was just staring at him
yeah,
and stuff like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
And then every time he would go with his parents, are y'all okay? Are you guys okay?
Right. I'm okay too. They didn't want him to make a big deal out of anything. Calm down. It's not that big of a deal. You're making
And
a bigger deal than what you should be making.
and then when they was actually playing the game, the white friend had blew up and nothing was said.
Yep.
He said one curse word.
I'm gonna throw
All
you
right,
out.
sir. Yeah.
I'm gonna throw you out. If you ever, I didn't. And he basically whispered. He wasn't saying it out loud. You were going off on this man. But the white boy got to blow up and act a whole fool.
And
It was
so
really
and
crazy.
so I was just that whole that episode right there. This just made me
You know,
mad.
they tried to cheat them out of the championship. They were making bad calls all through the game. The umpire was not making fair calls for that team because Colin was on it and he was black. Colin was the pitcher. That was another thing. Let me also say this: Colin got sick. His mama told him put on a jacket. He was sick. He was throwing up. He got up. He played, pitched the best game of his life.
I thought that was basketball he was
No,
playing.
he got sick twice. It might have been
Okay.
football. No, he got sick 3 times. He got sick the night before the championship for the baseball game. He got sick the night before the championship for the basketball game, and then the football game he didn't get sick before the championship, but I think it was like a playoff game or something. And he was sick and he still played. So even sick, he was capable of doing his job. He had to be better and compete on a higher level and had to prove himself to all these different people. It was amazing. It was crazy.
And I
Um,
was just like, why are these folks not looking at him? I didn't understand. And then it kind of hurt my feeling, it hurt my feelings
yeah,
because I'm seeing how good and accomplished he's like the Michael Jordan of high school football.
football, baseball, and basketball. And not only that, was a good student. He had awesome grades. He wasn't in there just not doing what he was supposed to do and just riding on being a good athlete. You know what I'm
But
saying?
they wanted him in baseball.
They wanted him in
Oh,
baseball.
his heart wasn't in baseball.
No, he was good at it, but that's not what he wanted to do. He wanted to be a quarterback. That's what he wanted to be. Um, the other thing that I want to point out was the dance, the homecoming dance, and the winter ball. So the homecoming dance, he was really liking this girl. She's dark skinned, pretty girl. And he asked, her to, go to the homecoming dance. Since he wasn't going at first, but he wanted to ask this girl to the dance. And all the guys were clapping. This is one little white girl that, was really into him and kind of, here's my number, and here's this, and here's that. He wasn't really feeling her. He was really feeling this girl. And so his friends were clowning him, talking about that girl blue black. She fine, but she too dark skinned. And I've heard that a lot.
I mean,
Uh,
I was like, okay, that's not blue black. I'm sorry.
they ain't been
She
around
was,
no real black people, not at all. Not in real life. Uh, not
and then the
every man.
mama overheard the conversation.
Yeah, she was like, "What is blue black?" She was trying to listen in on his phone conversation. She was doing all
He
kinds
came in the
of stuff.
room and she was like, ooh.
Yeah, because he knew she was on the phone. Because she talking while she on the phone, she talking to the husband. He was like, "Please hang up the phone. You are embarrassing this child. I'm sure they can hear you." He comes in the room, say hi to Mia, mom. Hi, Mrs. Kaepernick. Okay, give me this phone because you out of order. Um, but I did not I love the fact that when he went, even on the first episode, when he went to go get his hair braided, It was in like a urban store. He had never really seen this in person. He never been in this type of environment in the urban store. When the girl braided his hair at her house, his mom was like, they offered him food. She was like,
And
you
he loved it.
got a ton of salt. No, this is season just right. I don't know if he hurt his mama's feelings, but yeah, it wasn't good. Uh, and so
And he asked the girl, he took the dance, you think your mama can save my plate?
man, because he had they had food. I ain't never had food on before the thing, They had fried chicken and made greens and cornbread. I'm like, man, forget the
And
damn.
said, he said, I love sweet potato. I mean, I love pumpkin pie. They're like,
Like,
pumpkin pie,
baby,
sweet potato.
yes, I know this is sweet potato. He loved it. He absolutely loved it. And I wonder when you have parents and Jalen has a friend. They had gone to school together. I think up until last year they had been in the same class. They were at daycare together. It was so funny because her parents are white, really sweet people. Her and so they adopted her, and the mom tries to make sure and the dad tries to make sure that they have, cultural things for her so she can know about her history and know about herself. And I think that that's wonderful. But how many kids, black kids, are adopted by white parents or parents of another uh, race? They don't get that same education, and I feel like his mom and dad tried, but they didn't try hard enough.
Mm-mm.
I
They
did
kept
like.
saying that he was over emotional, that
Right,
he needs to calm down.
right. I didn't like that. And then instead of the mom putting the picture up, the homecoming picture up, she put it in the drawer. I did not like that at all. But when he went to the winter ball with the white girl, she put the picture up on the mantle. I didn't like that at all either.
That pissed me off.
Yeah, yeah. Um, I did like when he was trying to make a decision as to what school he wanted to go to, and everybody had made their decision and their choices, but him, because they really wanted him to play baseball. He really wanted to play football. None of the schools were picking him to be a football player at all.
And it
Everybody
was
wanted him to be a
like
baseball player.
he had his brother to transfer his games from VHS tapes to DVDs.
And they were sending
They
him
sent to all of the
all the
colleges.
schools. And his brother, the dad called the brother and said, "Hey, we need you to come home. We need you to come record Colin." His sister, everybody as a family rallied around him because they knew that that's what he wanted to do. So although they was a little racist, I'm gonna say that willfully or unwillfully, they was a little racist. They did rally around him when he needed them the most, because at that point in time, that's what he really wanted to do. So they tried to make sure that he had what he wanted to have. He got that call from Nevada, the University of Nevada or Las Vegas or something like that. And they got him, and he went. I thought it was really, really beautiful. Um, what they showed. I really want to see what happened in college. I'm gonna put that out there right now, Colin. You may not ever watch this, sir. Ava DuVernay, you may not ever watch this, ma'am, but I would like to see what happened in the college years. I want to see what happened when you pledged. I want to see if you faced any adversities, you know, uh, uh, during the college years on the football field. I want to see all of that. But I did enjoy um watching this. This is really, really good. It's great to watch with your middle schoolers and high schoolers, especially if they're aspiring to go into sports, because it teaches you about determination. It also gives you an in-depth look of this man didn't just start doing this. This has been the things that have driven him to the point where he is now. Now the narrating voice, Colin. Ooh. I don't know how much more I could take of that speaking voice throughout the whole series, but
But
this
it was
is like
funny how he was the actor that played young Colin try to sound just like him.
he did. He really tried. Um, but I did, like I said, I really enjoyed it. and I'm super excited to see what Colin does next. It's amazing. Um, I am I would like to see what happened in college. I would like them to do a series all the way up into the NFL. I don't know if they're gonna do it or not. That might be reaching, but I would love to
I
see.
think he's going to do it.
Well, this was a limited series, so they're not going to continue this story on. Like when he drove off into the sunset on his way to college, that was it, because it's a limited series. So we'll see, we'll see. It will be interesting to see. So
But you
make
know
sure.
what? I don't think they would let him portray himself with the Capitals.
No, they're not gonna do that.
But
Colin in
that would
Black.
be interesting.
It would be Colin in Black and White. You can find it on Netflix. Just recently came out this past week. So make sure y'all check it out. It's really, 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 really good. Put them in the top 10. Okay. All right. Two announcements. One announcement. Tamron Hall's show has been renewed through the year of 2024 by ABC stations. I think she comes on Fox here. I'm not sure. Or NBC. I thought it was NBC, but something told me Fox.
It's on
Uh,
Fox or
it's on Fox.
here.
Okay. Um, I like Tamron Hall's show. I don't get to watch it often. I see clips of it um on YouTube a lot. But I really,
Cameron, I don't understand how you can do it though with the
well,
young child and you in your 50s.
I mean, she can afford nannies. Now she can afford a nanny, okay? Uh, she can afford a nanny. And then Jonathan Majors will be the host of
Mm.
Saturday Night Live this week. So
He will.
he will be the host of
Oh
Saturday
my
Night Live this week.
gosh.
So make sure you guys tune in or record it. I have not watched any episode of Saturday Night Live this season. I normally watch it every Saturday
Well,
night faithfully, but I haven't watched it.
um, let's see. The one Kim K. I was surprisingly,
My
I was
sister
pleasant.
said that too. And my sister is a tough critic of them
I
Kardashians.
was
She
pleasantly
don't say it was
surprised
good.
about Kim.
Yeah,
And you know they so called saying that she's dating Pete Davidson
I'm over this
because
whole.
she's been seen out at restaurants with him and stuff like that.
Pete already has some super emotional things going on with him. I'm gonna need that girl not to take that boy through there. You have already ruined many millions' lives. Leave poor Pete alone. Let Pete go, okay?
I
Um,
guess I guess they was like, well, she done went through all the black men she want. But I'm hearing that they not divorced. That her and Kanye are not divorced yet,
they aren't.
and that he's not. He's trying to fight for their marriage for the kids' sake.
Oh, okay.
So
I don't think you should have did it in the first place. That's just me. But okay, that's fine. Pish posh, tomato tomato. You fight for what you want.
mhm.
Um, well, that is all that we have for you guys this evening. Next
Mhm.
week, we're going to be talking about The Harder They Fall. Make sure y'all are tuned in. Make sure you go watch it. Again, I've watched it 4 times. I'm going to watch it probably 4 or 5 more times before we come back
I haven't
uh,
seen it yet.
next Monday. It's really good. I mean, even if you're not a fan of the Westerns, it is really, 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 really good. Um, I get it. Think Kill Bill meets Posse. I'm for real. I'm dead serious. Kill Bill meets Posse. I literally think it's a Western movie because they and cowboy get up and they ride horses. But then Kill Bill meets Posse. That's all I'm gonna say. Really, really good. I hear a rumor real quick before we end that Zendaya is supposed to be playing in a reboot of the Kill Bill, but it's gonna be Kill Uma Thurman because her mama got killed. Vivica Fox, remember the little girl? Yes, she's coming
Ooh.
back for the revenge. And I'm for it. I'm here for it. They're saying that Zendaya. I don't know if it was a mock up or if it's true. That's a rumor. in the rumor mill. Once we confirm it, we will officially share it here on its own. But that's a rumor, and I think that's gonna be good because I've been waiting on this little girl to get her revenge all these years now. Okay, I've been waiting on this because I was like, that's gonna be a good movie. I did. Let me also say this: Quentin Tarantino. No, you don't watch this little podcast called It's On, but it's fine if you don't. Somebody get this to Quentin. Let me tell you what I think would be though. Orin Ishii, I can't pronounce her last name. Orin needs her own thing. It could be a movie, it could be a show. Lucy Liu still look young. I feel like Orin needed her own anime. That cartoon, when they were explaining what she did as an assassin, I would love to see her as an assassin in her own little thing. Y'all ain't got to take it all the way to when her and Uma got into it and she killed her. But I would love to see, I want to see how the crazy 88s were formed. You know, I would like stuff like that. I'm just putting it out there in the atmosphere. Somebody make my dream come true. Because I love Kill Bill. I will watch Kill Bill like I ain't never seen it before. I know the words. I know what's going to happen. Oh, you finna get got. Oh, you finna get hit. Here come the crazy 88s. They coming. I'm just saying. I'm just putting it out there. Somebody make that dream come true for me. Orin Ishii, I think that's how to pronounce her name. Make that happen for me. That's what I want to see. I'm ready for the girl to get her revenge, but I would really like to see. It could be an anime series. It could be a movie. Just make my dreams come true. Make sure the RZA is still on the music because the music was dope in Kill Bill. I'm just saying, put it out there. Make it happen, somebody, for me. All right. All right. We out of here. We'll see y'all next week. The harder they fall, make sure you tune in. Make sure you're ready with your little input and your tidbits. For us, make sure, let me put this banner back up. You are following the Size Up Official Podcast over on YouTube. Make sure you like, you share, you comment, you hit the subscribe notification bell so that when we go live, you will see it and you can join us over here at the show. Because we won't talk to y'all. We won't just hear your ideas, your opinions on the shows. I'm super excited. Make sure y'all tune in. We out. See y'all next time.